Hi students, this is my second presentation, PowerPoint presentation on note taking. In this PowerPoint presentation, I will discuss with the different techniques that are used in note taking. So let's come to the first slide. Different techniques of note taking. Here we can see there are three broad techniques. One is written notes, that is notes outside of the text, notes with recall columns, and mapping. These are the broad three techniques by which we can practice note taking. But simultaneously, each of the techniques can be divided into sub techniques. Like the written notes, the first technique, written notes or notes outside of the text, can be broadly subdivided into three parts. One is block form, summary form, and outline form. Likewise, the second point, notes with recall columns, can be divided into two parts. One is DED, that is double entry diaries, and the last one is Cornell note taking system. Lastly, the mapping method can be broadly subdivided into four parts. First is hierarchical maps, semantic webs, line maps, and chart. These are the four ways we can practice mapping techniques of note taking. Then comes the first part, which is written notes or notes outside of the text. In this particular technique, notes are taken outside of the text on a separate sheet or paper. That can be the most valuable form of note taking for your reading or for your later revision. These notes can be in block, summary, or outline form. In block form, the matter is organizing the main ideas and supporting ideas in a block pattern or paragraph format as you are reading. In the summary form, it involves first reading the entire section, then breaking the information into different segments, and then writing a condensed version of the text in your own words. In the outline form, the matter is divided, the reading material is divided into main points and then sub points as you condense and organize the information from the text or from the lecture. It is suggested that you use always informal language or informal ways methods rather than formal outlining method. Another way of writing notes by applying all these three forms can be gathered in one note card or index cards. This is ideal for reading material that contain new vocabulary or concepts. These cards then are useful for preparing for quizzes and for examinations. Then comes the notes with recall columns. There are broadly two headings. One is style 1, double entry diaries. In this system, the note is written mainly into two parts. One is basically on the basis of the text, and then you have to summarize your concept based on the understanding of the text. So this is double entry diary. Then comes the Cornell note taking method. Cornell note taking particular method is which involves dividing note paper into three sections. As you can see in the diagram, the largest section to the right is for taking notes. The marginal section to the left is for recall words or phrases and questions. The bottom is for a summary statement. Fine. So it is clearly visible in the diagram that is given along with this particular slide. The Cornell note-taking system can be adapted to suit your needs. For example, the recall column can be just questions for review, or it can just be word for recall. In other words, you can make this system work for your learning style, your purpose, and your reading material as per your requirement. Fine. Then comes the mapping method. Uh, in this mapping strategy of note taking, uh, this particular section is very useful because it helps create a visual representation of the reading material. It also is a more active method of note taking because you have to move outside of the author's framework and you have to create your own ideas. There are 4 different mapping methods available. First is hierarchical maps. uh, to create a hierarchical map, uh, as you see in the next diagram that is presented along with this slide, you have to write the main heading or topic at the top of the page and put a box around it. Then draw lines to indicate the subdivisions or the next level of headings, and write and box each of them. You can then further divide each of these points into one or more supporting points. But while practicing this hierarchical maps method of note taking, always remember mapping is a very individual method of note taking, and many different designs can be used simultaneously while note taking. So maps can also be focused in different ways. Then comes the semantic web, as it is clearly mentioned in the slide through a diagram. Instead of using a top-down display as in the hierarchical maps we have already seen, semantic webs radiate from a central focal point. There are 4 main components in a semantic web. First is the core question or core concept, which is the main focus of the text or chapter or section or your lecture that you are listening to in the class. Then comes the web strands. These show the subordinate ideas that describe the core concept, the main ideas the author makes about the topic. Then comes the strand supports. These are the information that provides details and supports the web strands. And lastly, the strand ties. These are the words or phrases that are written on the lines that connect all the pieces of information. Okay. Then come the line maps. If you do not like drawing circles or squares, then you may find that line or wheel work well for you. To draw a line or wheel map, write your topic in the center of the paper. Then add subordinate points on lines that radiate ups and downs or out from it. You can insert supporting details by adding lines that extend out from the subordinate points. Next comes the charting method. Okay, so this is generally something that is very good for sections of your reading material that involves a collection of topics or headings that are all related or same type of or forms of a particular topic or information or ideas. In order to first create a chart, you have to determine categories and headings. To do this effectively, you will need to read and think about the material in order to determine areas of similarity among the topics or subtopics. And charting method is really very important because through charting method we can collect, assimilate, gather and present data or very important information which have similarity with each other within very precise way, within minimum possible time frame. So charting method is widely used in note taking. So these are the different techniques through which we can write notes, and all these techniques are widely used during note taking because these techniques are the ways through which we can minimize, we can concise, we can shorten our sentences or information that is presented through a lecture or written in a textbook. So when we will practice in the class, we'll see the application part of all these techniques, and probably you will surprise by seeing how technically a particular passage, though it is a subject of language, English language, but how nicely and logically it all the informations related to a particular topic or sentence can be presented by using different types of diagrams, charts, graphs, tables, etc. So it is indeed very interesting thing. And in the next slide, I will try to solve one lesson, one particular passage, and try to convert it in note form so that you can have a clear idea about how note is written. And till then, bye bye.